Surviving a natural disaster isn't just about getting lucky. It's really about having a solid system in place. Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a literal masterclass in disaster preparedness. We're going to follow a real-life family, Mongbert, Nanay Rosa, and their son Carlo, as they navigate the intense reality of a major storm. By breaking down exactly what they do, we're going to build a foolproof safety guide that you can use to keep your own loved ones safe when typhoons and floods hit. Because, as disaster experts will tell you, having a plan changes absolutely everything, and that's exactly the system we're going to visualize right now.
To make this super easy to follow, we've broken the timeline down into 3 distinct phases. We'll look at the preparation before the typhoon, the dangers during the storm, and finally, the evacuation and safe return.
Okay, let's jump right into part 1, before the typhoon and how to properly prepare. So the moment the Weather Bureau raises signal number 2, the clock starts ticking. This is, without a doubt, the most critical window of time you have. Notice how the father, Mongbert, he doesn't wait for the rain to start pouring, right? His immediate priorities are fortifying the roof and clearing out the outdoor drainage channels. This is so vital. Securing the roof prevents wind damage, sure, but clearing those drains, that is what actually stops immediate localized flooding right in your own yard. By making sure water can flow quickly away from the house, he's actively stopping the flood before a single drop of rain even falls. It's proactive defense at its best. Now, while Mongbert is outside securing the exterior, Nanay Rosa is focusing on the interior with an absolutely crucial tool, the go bag. Listen, this isn't just a regular backpack. It's literally a portable lifeline. Packing this bag represents a huge psychological shift for the family, going from we're staying put to we might have to leave right now. Having this ready means that if an evacuation order actually comes, you aren't running around the house in a total panic. You just grab the bag and you walk out the door.
So, what exactly goes into the perfect go bag? Well, the gold standard is a 3-day supply of drinking water. To put that in perspective, humans can only survive about 3 days without water, making this your absolute top priority. Pair that with non-perishable foods, canned goods, that classic stash of biscuits that don't need any cooking. Then you'll want to toss in a first aid kit with essential medicines, extra batteries, a power bank for your flashlights, and crucially, your important documents sealed up tightly in plastic so they survive any floodwaters. Think of this checklist as your ultimate hydration, nutrition, and communications safety net.
Moving right along, let's get into part 2, the actual dangers during the typhoon.
All right, picture this. The wind is howling and the water levels outside are starting to rise. The window for preparation, it's completely closed. At this stage, the psychology of survival really demands strict adherence to safety rules because your environment is getting incredibly hazardous. As floodwaters start creeping toward the house, Mongbert's immediate non-negotiable priority is electrical safety. He yells to turn off the main switch. He's enforcing a strict rule with 0 exceptions here. Absolutely no contact with electrical appliances if your hands are wet or if the floor is flooded. Water and electricity are just a deadly combination. Preemptively cutting the power at the main breaker completely eliminates the risk of a massive electrocution hazard inside your home.
So the indoors is secured, but outside, it's a literal trap. I know it can be incredibly tempting to just wade into the floodwaters, but Nanay Rosa strictly warns her son Carlo against it, and she highlights 2 massive, unseen threats that you really need to remember. First, there's the biological threat. I'm talking about leptospirosis, which is a severe bacterial infection you can get from contaminated water. Second is the physical threat. Floodwater is completely opaque. You cannot see open manholes or sharp, rusty objects lurking just below the surface. Wading isn't just dirty, it is exceptionally dangerous. The tension really peaks when Carlo gets an alert buzzing on his phone from the NDRMRC, that's the National Disaster Risk Reduction Council. The alert calls for a forced evacuation due to the imminent threat of flash floods. Now, I really want to emphasize what this term actually means. A forced evacuation is not a suggestion, not at all. It is an absolute urgent mandate from local authorities. When this alert comes through, there's no more waiting around to see if the rain stops. And there is definitely no leaving a family member behind to guard the house. It means you grab that go bag we talked about earlier and you get out immediately.
And that brings us to our final phase, part 3, evacuation and safe return.
You see, surviving the storm doesn't just end when the rain stops. It's also about how you navigate the aftermath and eventually re-enter your home. This phase requires a lot of cautious discipline. Step 1. You need to evacuate swiftly and orderly to the designated center, no hesitation. Step 2, and guys, this is incredibly important, stay put. Do not attempt to return home early until the local government or the NDRMC gives the official all clear. And finally, step 3, when you do return, inspect everything carefully. Before rushing inside, check for downed power lines, look for broken water pipes, and make 100% sure that all your electrical outlets are bone dry before you even think about turning the power back on. The overarching lesson from this entire scenario is actually pretty simple. During a calamity, your absolute best weapon isn't luck, it's early preparation and knowledge. Property can be rebuilt, belongings can be replaced, but human life, that is entirely irreplaceable. Staying alert, listening to the experts, and having a solid plan, that is how you protect what truly matters.
So I want to leave you with this question. If that emergency alert buzzed on your phone right now, right this very second, are you ready? Do you have your 3 days of water? Are your important documents sealed in plastic? Do you even know where your main electrical switch is? Take these lessons from Mongbert, Nane Rosa, and Carlo, and please, sit down with your loved ones tonight. Make sure your household isn't just hoping for the best, but is practically and thoroughly prepared for the worst. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and seriously, stay safe out there.